don't have on my English leather, and I feel like I'm not wearing nothing. But I've got commercial-free music jams coming up this hour at 93 KHJ. All hit music, 93 KHJ. 93 KHJ, 917. I'm the True Down Blue with the Music Box Denser. That's Frank Mills. And I have a 20-minute commercial-free music jam coming up next. Got a song that's perfect for today. A little Stormy from Santana and some special Electric Light Orchestra.
Hi, it's Leslie from Licorice Pizza with Dire Straits.
Rated PG, parental guidance suggested. Thank God for people like Norma Ray.
Starts tomorrow. Check your papers for a theater near you. 93 KHJ takes you through the metamorphosis of mass communication and the transformation of recorded sound, the emergence of radio and records. Get ready. Tomorrow afternoon at 2, it's radio and records. And you come out the winner. Every hour, win one of LA's top 10 albums and your very own KHJ Clock Radio. Listen for Radio and Records, the winning combination, all weekend on 93 KHJ. Song for the sweet-talking woman that called this morning and said, True, would you play If You Think I'm Sexy, Just Reach Out and Touch Me? I said, sure. I thought it was a game. KHJ, Evelyn Champagne King, and I don't know if it's right. Don't worry about it, you're close enough. 93 KHJ with a True Down Blue in the middle of another 20-minute music jam. 93 KHJ. Hey, you crazy about Crazy Love from Poco? Well, right now you can win the whole family. I'll give you the entire Legend album from Poco. It goes to caller number 6. Get lucky.
Ho, 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 it's magic.
93 KHJ, show me something sexy. KHJ, rather a subtle approach. If you really want me, just reach out and touch me. Rod Stewart, sexy? 9:42 with a True. Listen, if you only go to the races once this year, why don't you make it Sunday, March 4th? That is the day. The $300,000 big cap at Santa Anita, the great race place. First post, 12:30 p.m.
We've got your music at Musicland.
The Consumer Information Center has a hotline offering full legal advice and information for consumer protection. Did you end up with a lemon when you were supposed to get a nice pear? Call 800-424-9393. Great numbers. And count on us to keep you informed at 93 KHJ. 93 KHJ with at least 2 20-minute music jams every hour. 93 KHJ coming in on that big old jet airliner. Now, while you're here, don't get caught up in any of the funky stuff going down in the city. Steve Miller with a True Down Blue. It's 9:51. I've got a 20-minute commercial-free music jam coming up next. Got some hot Donna Summer, some hot Eddie Money, and the ever-cool Mucho Morales at 10 o'clock.
At the LA Convention Center.
Tomorrow from 5 to 11, Saturday noon till 11, and Sunday noon to 10.
How nice. Red carnations with my orange dress.
All right, you got to keep the windows up a little longer. Cloudy and wet today, but the rain will be decreasing later on. High today of 60, then down to about 50 tonight. Tomorrow, well, we'll be back where we belong. Now 52 in the Valley and 50 here in Hollywood at 93 KHJ. 93 KHJ. That's it for the True Down Blue for another day. Hey, Rosita, come quickly. Mucho Morales is on the radio next with the Sultan of Swing.
You get a shiver in the dark. It's raining in the park. Meantime.
93 KHJ Los Angeles, 10 o'clock with Mucho Morales. Feels so good this morning. Tell you what, we're going to rock and roll till the cows come home.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason.
93 KHJ, all right, this hour, it's a good one. An album. Got to give away to you. It's Rod Stewart's latest, Blondes Have More Fun. It's coming up in minutes.
Heaven knows it's not the way it should be, and it's where you come. Stop with the pretending.
93 KHJ with more of your favorite music. Offer not good for merchandise on sale at a lower price. Where? At the warehouse, everywhere. Let's go take a lot of love, Nicolette Larson on 93 KHJ. KHJ, Mucho Morales talking to you on the telephone this morning for your favorite music. 520-1979 for LA and toll free from down in Orange County. 635-0510. Oh, hit music. 93 KHJ. 93 KHJ, that's for anyone of the female persuasion. Billy Joel, always a woman. Mucho Morales, 1022. Coming up after this, another 20-minute commercial-free music jam with Linda Ronstadt, also Boz Scaggs, and a cut from the Silk Degrees album.
Hey, look us over at Ralph's. And more. Over 100,000 prizes in all. Ralph's 106th birthday prize bonanza. Come join the fun and save with Ralph's super low prices.
Anyone 18 or over can play at all Ralph stores throughout California. No purchase necessary. Ends May 2nd, or when all the game pieces are distributed. Complete details and odds at Ralph's or in Ralph's newspaper ads.
The Master Bedroom at 11383 Playa Street in Culver City and at the Old Town Mall in Torrance are your waterbed professionals. This weekend, go see the Master Bedroom's incredible savings on everything you could want in flotation sleep. The Master Bedroom features 2 complete waterbed systems that include a beautiful solid wood bookcase headboard. The price, an unbelievably low $219. The Master Bedroom carries only quality components, such as the Wavecrest Duraseam water mattress, the standard of the industry. Its lap-welded seam is a symbol of durability. How about an Aqua Queen Mark 7 waterbed heater with a 6-year warranty? For a limited time, the Master Bedroom will give you a Good Vibrations massage unit, valued at $29.95 with the purchase of any waterbed system. If you can prove you have a better deal elsewhere and give the Master Bedroom a chance to beat the deal, you get the massage unit for free, no matter where you buy. For the best in waterbeds and furniture at the lowest prices, it's the waterbed professionals at the Master Bedroom. Look for their ad in the Times calendar this weekend.
The Master Bedroom in Culver City. Take the San Diego Freeway to the Jefferson off-ramp and head 3 blocks east. And the Master Bedroom is also located in Torrance at the Old Town Mall.
All JCPenney stores are celebrating JCPenney Days with...
Or records in a book. It's being more than you ever thought you could be. It's setting aside the doubts and fears and demanding more of yourself than anyone else could ever ask. American Film Consortium presents Takedown,
starring Edward Herman and Lorenzo Lamas. Takedown. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Starts tomorrow at theaters and drive-ins everywhere in Southern California. The weather, yes, you guessed it, cloudy and wet through tomorrow with a high about 60. Low tonight a cool 50. Right now, 54 degrees in Orange County and 50 here in Hollywood at 93 KHJ. 93 KHJ with a love ballad. This is George Benson. 93 KHJ, Mucho Morales in the middle of another 20-minute music jam.
Living it up, oh yeah. Friday night. Living it up, oh yeah.
93 KHJ presenting the Radio and Records Weekend. We're going to give away the best music and a very special KHJ clock radio every hour all weekend long. Starts tomorrow afternoon with Ocean.
$29.95 with the purchase of any waterbed system. And if you can prove that you have a better deal elsewhere and then give the master bedroom a chance to beat the deal, you get the massage unit for free, no matter where you buy. For the best in waterbeds and furniture at the lowest price, it's the Waterbed Professionals at the Master Bedroom. Look for their ad in the Times calendar this weekend.
Find a Master Bedroom in Culver City. Take the San Diego Freeway to the Jefferson off-ramp. Head 3 blocks east, or in Torrance at the Old Town Mall. Fair skies, cooling overnight low will be about 42. Let's face it, it's just a good day to go out with your BB gun and pick off joggers. Highs tomorrow should be about 70. It's 59 degrees here in Hollywood at 93 KHJ. 93 KHJ is giving away a very special radio, clock radio for first thing in the morning, and a top 10 album every hour. All this Radio and Records Weekend. I know what you're saying. What a guy. KHJ Los Angeles. It's about 5 o'clock now with the afternoon goon Bobby Ocean in the middle of another 20 minutes of commercial-free music. KHJ with Les Freak and Chic at 5:20 with the disco dancer Bobby Ocean side swiping my way home with you and cooking up another 20-minute commercial-free music jam, which will include the Beatles and a song we perhaps haven't heard for a while. So stick with me.
I'm going to tell you how to move like me and have every eye in the place on you.
For only 90 cents. It's like getting 6 eggs free. So save during Ralph's 106th birthday prize bonanza. Details at Ralph's or in Ralph's newspaper ad.
Fair skies cooling now. You know, you got to start thinking about the headlights a little while. Overnight low will be about 42. Sunny and warmer tomorrow. The highs should be about 70. It ought to be just a fantastic Saturday. Right now, it's 59 degrees here in Hollywood at 93 KHJ.
In the town where I was born, we all live in a yellow submarine.
93 KHJ. 93 KHJ. What a guy on the road with you, and here comes an unwanted house guest.
I was afraid, I was petrified. Now goodbye, I will survive.
93 KHJ, blistering down the freeway at 5:33 with Bobby Ocean. You know, the singers come and the singers go, but the songs belong to the people who listen. 537. You're just on the freeway all over the place. Dodging those lane changes, and along comes the radio, loud and clear. Don't fade out. And it's Friday night's Southern California anthem. Living it up. Friday night.
Friday night, living it up the last.
93 KHJ. What a guy on the road, which, I only hear you say it when you call me up. And by the way, my Valley line is loud and clear. 781-9686. It's toll free. And when you call me, say it loud. What a guy.
You gotta get it. Al Stereo, before 9. Bellflower, Canoga Park, Garden Grove, Torrance, West Covina, West LA, San Bernardino, North Hollywood, Pasadena, Whittier, City of Orange, Costa Mesa, Riverside, Monterey Park, and Upland. Cal Stereo now.
A help public service for the, let me rehearse this. The Helps Public Service Foundation provides free transportation for family members to visit loved ones in California prisons. Now, come on. If you were in the can, you'd want to be visited. So give them a call and visit someone. 753-1265 is the telephone number, and yay, you can count on us to keep you informed at 93 KHJ. KHJ with Mr. Class from San Francisco, Boz Skaggs. And what a guy, Bobby Ocean, the guy with no class. And upcoming, another 20-minute commercial-free music jam. Yet another one featuring the Bee Gees and a lot more of your favorites, so stick with me.
Guaranteed breakfast, huh? Now that's cooking, Jack.
All right, just ahead of another jam, I'll give the fifth caller our shot at the special KHJ Clock Radio and one of LA's top 10 albums. You're a winner if you're the fifth caller right now. Fair and beginning to cool. Lows tonight about 62, warmer tomorrow. Turn your headlights on, Jim. You ain't home yet. 59 degrees here in Hollywood at 93 KHJ. 93 KHJ. That's it for What a Guy, Bobby Ocean. I'll see you on the street. Get ready for Pat Garrett and more of the 20-minute commercial-free music jam. And remember, it's only an illusion.
I guess you wonder where I've been.
93 KHJ, Los Angeles, 6 o'clock, and I'm Pat Garrett. Let's get into some Friday night electromechanical, biological, Friday night biofeedback. Ooh, that means play a hell of a lot of music. You stick around here. 93 KHJ on fire. Pointer Sisters.
I'm riding in your car. You turn on the radio. Fire, touching me, burning me. Fire.
93 KHJ. Come on now, you're an important part of what goes on here tonight. Give me those requests right now, 520-1979. And now from the farthest reaches of the valley, toll free, 781-9686. KHJ with Gary Wright. Love is alive. Anything goes tonight, 6:10 now, and I'm Pat Garrett.
Come and try.
93 KHJ chronicles over 100 years of recorded sound with radio and record prizes and interesting facts that revolutionized our life. We can take it for granted now, but it's been a long time coming, baby. The year 1920, only 59 years ago, was when the first regularly scheduled radio broadcast stations went on the air. They were WWJ in Detroit and KDKA Pittsburgh. It was an experiment. that changed the lifestyles of America by succeeding. Every hour, all weekend long, our gift to you is what it's all about. Listen for the jock to tell you to call in and win, one, a beautiful, costly clock radio, and secondly, one of the top 10 albums in Southern California. Hey, it's Radio and Records, and it's hot all weekend, only on 93 KHJ. KHJ, 619 with Pat Garrett. You know, the sun is barely gone, and those good Friday night vibes are already out there in mass quantity. I'm getting over the phone from the people here. I've got another 20-minute commercial-free music jam on the way with people like the Beach Boys and Mr. Sex Machine himself, Rod Stewart.
Come join the fun and save with Ralph's super low prices.
Anyone 18 or over can participate at all Ralph stores throughout California. No purchase necessary. Ends on May 2nd, or when all game pieces are distributed. Complete details and odds at Ralph's and in Ralph's newspaper ad.
And gourmet food critic Paul Wallach was asked what would impress him enough to endorse a frozen pizza. He said it would have to be the very best.
One performance only at the Cinedome 24 in Orange. From Universal Pictures, Walk Proud, rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
Fair skies and cooling, overnight low down to about 42, sunny and warmer tomorrow. Looks like a great weekend ahead. The high around 70, 56 right now here in Hollywood at 93 KHJ. 93 KHJ with Poco.
Tonight I'm gonna break away. Tonight I'm gonna break away.
93 KHJ. 93 KHJ with good Beach Boys. 93 KHJ, looking to get a hold of caller number 8 right now. Turn down to one of LA's top 10 albums, plus you'll get one of our brand new KHJ clock radios. You've got to have it.
What you think, what you feel, what you
KZLA Continuous Country Music from John Conley with those Friday Night Blues. Preceding that, Cal Smith, the Country Bumpkin, and T.G. Shepherd's Do You Want to Go to Heaven? It's 6:24.
This commercial is an exercise in futility.
From Sony, the one and only. The Multiple Sclerosis Society is offering free adaptive exercise and yoga classes for MS patients. For enrollment information, call the Society at 247-1175. KZLA, all country music all the time. FM 94 and AM 15.
Oh, I still recall my mama's hungry eyes.
KZLA Country Music by Merle Haggard and Hungry Eyes. Before that, Mel Tillis, Stepping Out. And Glenn Campbell began the set with Houston. This is KZLA and KZLA-FM, Los Angeles. I'm Mike Sacclarides. It's 6:35, and it's a cool 64 degrees on the Palos Verdes Peninsula tonight, 77 warm inland in Glendale. KZLA always plays the biggest country stars on FM 94 and AM 15. KZLA, 3 country hits in a row, and you just heard from Gene Watson, Raising Cane in Texas. Along with that, Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty's Feelings, and Morning Comes Too Early from Jim Ed Brown and Helen Cornelius. It's 6:43. Let's catch up on news. President Carter today admitted he's been waging a less than clean presidential campaign, and he told ABC News he'll try to do better. But he didn't let Ronald Reagan completely off the hook, no, saying there's plenty of blame to go around. Survivors told Western reporters today that Iran sunk 2 foreign ships trapped in the Shatt al-Arab waterway and then sprayed machine gun fire at the crewmen who were trying to swim away. Iran also struck Baghdad without warning today, setting off huge fires and causing power outages. Iraq sent its troops toward the center of Iran's oil network at Abadan. 17 days now that Persian Gulf War has been spreading. The official Polish news agency says the Premier of Poland has announced a major shakeup in his cabinet that's apparently to further the new anti-corruption mood that began after the massive worker strikes this summer. A Coast Guard firefighting team had to be rescued from that smoldering luxury liner, the Prinsendam, today. There was a flash fire that erupted aboard the ship. The cruise ship is under tow to Portland, Oregon, and authorities say the vessel will remain 50 miles from the Alaskan coast during the journey. More than 500 passengers and crew had to flee that ship Saturday when fire broke out. If you've ever flown across the country or across the Atlantic, you're familiar with the term jet lag, that difficulty that you have in encountering a new time zone. Well, here's real jet lag. Jaromir Wagner said frostbite almost forced him to cut short his 11-day journey across the Atlantic Ocean on the outside of an airplane. The 41-year-old West German is the first person to make the crossing that way, on the outside of the airplane, and I presume he'll be the last. For the valleys tonight, dense fog. In early morning hours, that fog will break away into hazy sunshine tomorrow and Friday. The highs about 87 to 93 inland, 84 for the Civic Center, and cooler by the coast. Overnight lows for the basin in the 60s. In fact, right now, it is 65 degrees in Long Beach and 70 here in Hollywood. We're KZLA, and we play all country music all the time on FM 94 and AM 15. KZLA Continuous Country Music by Razzie Bailey. I Can't Get Enough of You. You Lift Me Up to Heaven from Reba McEntire before that, and Freddie Fender started out with The Rains Came. It's 6 minutes before 7 o'clock.
United's new Super Saver Anywhere saves you up to 55%.
Nobody else comes close.
KZLA. Day and night, it's one country hit after another on FM 94 and AM 15.
Babe, I love you. Ooh, babe.
91X from Freedom at Point Zero. Here's the Starship. Firefall at 91X. You Are the Woman, in Starship before that. Playing you Jane from Freedom at Point Zero.
I've just started my career in public relations, College Town, at the Broadway.
Good to have you along tonight. 7:31, getting you started on a Wednesday night at 91X. Looking like a pretty good day tomorrow. Sunshine, clouds in the morning, shouldn't hang around too long. Get us up to about 75 as a high temperature along the coast. Inland 88, and tonight low of 68 degrees. Here's Paul McCartney and Wings at 91X. Good to have you here tonight at 91X. Here's Led Zeppelin.
You got me
ELO at 91X, and a tune from Out of the Blue, that Sweet Talking Woman from the first Led Zeppelin. Here's what you heard before that. Good Times, Bad Times. We're about 9 minutes from 8 o'clock. If you'd like to call down, make a suggestion, the number is 1-903-385-6801. Be happy to do one for you. Want to start it out, how to call for the Cars at 91X. X off to the races. Steve Miller Band, and that's Living in the USA title track. Before that, Yesterday by the Beatles and the Cars started you off. Had a request for that one. Just what I needed. It's a minute past 8 o'clock on this Wednesday night. Good to have you here at 91X. I'm Jim Gilero. Start off the hour with some Boston.
We're Southern California's Mighty 690. It's a little after 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Jason Barrett, and I'll be giving away another Mighty 690 credit card and just a few of your favorite songs from right now. The Mighty 690 at 11:05. Our request lines in San Diego open for you at 236-0690.
I said upside down, you're turning me.
Hi, I'm the Mighty 690 call girl, and I'm strolling the streets of Southern California with thousands and thousands of dollars of free money.
Did you tell me which radio station plays better music? Mighty 690. You know what you've won? Won yourself a $100 bill.
Which radio station plays better? Mighty 690. All right. Love it. Good. That's great, yeah. I was just visiting a friend over at this place, and I said, what are you listening to? And he said, Mighty 690. I said, all right.
When I stop and ask you, which radio station plays better music, tell me the Mighty 690 plays better music, and I'll whip a $100 bill on you. And you know I'd just love to stuff a $100 bill in your pocket. So remember, the Mighty 690 plays better music.
The Mighty 690.
The Mighty 690 weather forecast for Southern California. Late afternoon and early morning low cloudiness and dense fog near the coast. Otherwise, mostly fair through tomorrow. Not much temperature change. Currently 68 in Riverside, 66 in San Diego, and 71 in Los Angeles at the Mighty 690.
Well, I spent a lifetime looking for you, looking for love.
Clutter-free, the Mighty 690.
The Mighty 690 and Jason Barrett. It's 11:20. Right now, be my seventh caller at 1-800-522-1069 to tell me that the Mighty 690 plays better music, and I'll give you a Mighty 690 credit card, good for an current album of your choice. The Mighty 690 with Jason Barrett congratulating Stephanie Jimenez of Inglewood, who just won a Mighty 690 credit card, good for any single current album of her choice. Stephanie told me that the Mighty 690 plays better music.
Hi, this is Bob Calfedhope.
The Mighty 690.
The Mighty 690 Call Girl is here with $50, $100, $500, and $1,000 bills. Thousands and thousands of dollars of free money from the Mighty 690. The Mighty 690 with toll-free request lines for all of Southern California. 1-800-522-1069. The Mighty 690 with Donna Summer. Good morning. It's 11:36.
Back when this town was young.
Hi, I'm the Mighty 690 Call Girl, and I'm strolling the streets of Southern California with thousands and thousands of dollars of free money.
Tell me what radio station plays better music. The Mighty 690. I thought it... Okay, you won yourself $100. What do you think about that?
I'm shaking. I'm definitely shaking.
690 is number one.
When I stop and ask you, which radio station plays better music, tell me the Mighty 690 plays better music, and I'll whip a $100 bill on you. And you know I'd just love to stuff a $100 bill in your pocket. So remember, the Mighty 690 plays better music.
The Mighty 690.
Southern California weather for this Wednesday. For Los Angeles, late night and early morning, low cloudiness and dense fog. Otherwise, mostly fair through tomorrow with hazy, smoggy days. Lows to the low mid-60s, highs today 86. Right now, 68 in San Diego and 72 in Los Angeles.
Walks further down the street with the wind pull way down low. No sound but the sound of speed.
Colonel. He was taking part in an anti-drug patrol when two helicopters collided. New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg not backing off on his call for a new commuter tax on suburbanites who make their living in the city. Bloomy says commuters need to pay for city services they enjoy on the job. Analysts have already proven that argument to bunk. Yesterday, members of the state assembly held a hearing at Northport High and heard from many Long Islanders who oppose any tax on city-bound workers. And the National Park Service is all bent out of shape over an ad for Metamucil, a fiber laxative. The commercial shows a park ranger pouring Metamucil into Old Faithful to make the geyser more regular. The Park Service wants a disclaimer warning people not to put anything into any geyser. The Metamucil people say the parks folks need to get a sense of humor. In sports action, Rangers beat the Predators 4-2. Islanders took a breather last night. If you had your section of Newsday and going to sports, full-page ad signed by a loyal fan of the team asking what happened on Tuesday night. Fans showed up. The team did not. Checking out WLIE traffic, westbound LIE disabled truck cleared at Willis Avenue. Westbound Southern State, very slow around Route 110. Maybe take it over to the Northern State. Looks like the best way to go if you're west-east today. Looking at WLIE weather, mostly sunny, windy, and cold. 27, clear tonight, going down to 10. Partly sunny tomorrow and 31, and Sunday, showers and sunshine and 38 degrees. Can you believe that? We will break the freezing mark. This news brought to you by 1-800-2-DONATE-YOUR-CAR. Heritage for the Blind. Don't sell it, don't trade it. Call 1-800-2-DONATE and donate your car to Heritage for the Blind. 1-800-2-DONATE or go to taxdeduction.com. It's coming up on 10:06. Next news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. Now, filling in for Mr. John Gomez. Of course, it's my honor to introduce Mr. Max Kinkle on Island Talk 540 WLIE.
Oh, I'll tell you, that's nice, huh? Between that and the caffeine and the coffee already, I'm going to jumpstart this brain. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Dave, and everybody here at WLIE. This is the John Gomez Show for a Friday morning, and it's your old buddy Max Kinkle on Island Talk, 540 WLIE, 955-5400. That's 955-5400. We're going to talk about some things today. Anybody that's heard me talk before, I take this very near and dear, and I love this radio that I'm doing here, and I appreciate having the chance to do it here today at WLIE.
And, you know, even though it's bitter cold outside this morning, I think we have some things to talk about that's going to get your blood pumping, and hopefully to the boiling point. I got issues which are probably your issues, and if they're not, they will be yours by the end of this program. You may be aware of them. You may not be alarmed at what we're going to discuss. Some may be frightened, though, at just the mere thought of it. Some of you might get to the point of absolute fear that may not go away soon. Well, I'm alluding to something, and I'm going to draw it out a little further so that you get the point. We got to go way back in time to understand, I think, what this next probably couple of months are going to play out for us in this world. There was a time in this country that I think anybody who was between 18 and 29 years old happened 37 years ago. 38, actually. That young men at that age were scared. They did not know what they were going to do. They were beside themselves. Now, what could be something that could drive people crazy? I mean, to the point where they would do insane things. They'd actually try to conjure up health sickness, or they might even try to show that they have a different sexual orientation in those days. I think it's a better way of saying it. Some even used to go around and eat these little cellophane peppers. What's that thing around the cigarettes? Yeah, cellophane, right. Thinking they would eat that, and they would go and become, they'd have tuberculosis. And believe me, I've seen some of this stuff. What am I talking about? I'm talking about something that you should be really thinking about today, and we hope you are today when you listen to WLIE, the draft. They're talking about bringing back the draft. Well, I happen to be one of the people that knows very well what that felt like back in those years. In 1965, I was 18 years old. I was having a ball. I was a rock and roll musician and a singer on the road, up in the Catskills in the ski resort area, having a ball. I was having the best time of my life, and yet the worst time of my life. Why? Because I was 18 years old. Actually, I wasn't quite 18 yet. This draft had everybody terrified. Everybody. And I think there's a person out there that sincerely was in that grip of life the government put on everybody can say differently as to what people did. And I'm going to go and point it out to you how dramatic some people will go. One person went so dramatically far, he went over and got into ROTC, which a lot of people did, and they stayed in college and they would get on to their post-graduate work, and they would stay anything to stay in school. Because if you stayed in, you had at least a C+. I think it was C+. I may be a little forgettable. Maybe it was C-. That you'd have to stay in school, or you were going to be draft bait. Or you came up with something else. Or you got into ROTC, which somebody did. A very, very infamous person got into ROTC. Now that's making an agreement and a binding contract with the United States government. And as far as I know, and I'm not positive about this, but I think I know, there's two things in this world that have no statute of limitations. One is homicide, and the other is defrauding the United States government. I'm not sure, but I'm almost positive about that. We're going to open the phones, don't worry. We're going to hear from all the vets at 955-5400. And when I hear from women who were the husbands, the wives of the husbands that served, and maybe some of the moms that are still around. My mom, God bless her, she's around, and she remembers those terrifying times when I was in Vietnam. 955-5400, that's our number. And there's one person I was talking about that got... he just thought he was slick. And, of course, he'd get that name years later anyway. He beat it out of the country and went to school over in Oxford, England. And to this day, I don't know why somebody didn't have the nerve when they had that presidential election going on, back over in 90 there, to come out and say to him, excuse me, we could talk about you being a draft dodger, but didn't you have a little contract, an agreement with the ROTC thing? You were in the University of Arkansas in the legal department, in the legal program, studying law, and then you took off? I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen. Back in those years, in 1965, this is 3 years before the entire situation would go the other way. And someone would turn around and say, we still belong in Vietnam, and everybody would be telling them, what are you, nuts? Let's go back 3 years before 1968. I joined in 1965 thinking I was a smart ass, and I was going to stay the heck out of the situation. And the last minute I got into the Navy. And they weren't going to take me because I had such flat feet. It's a God's honest truth. They turned around and they had me in a line and they pulled me out. This is up in Albany, New York. You go in for the physical and you okay? Bingo. They were shipping guys out right there on the trains. 2,000 a day. Hello? We hear this? Little reality check. 2,000 guys a day out of Albany, New York, 1965. We had guys standing there. They would bring in a gunnery sergeant, that's in the United States Marine Corps. A gunny would walk in, and he's got another guy next to him, a lance corporal, and he's got folders, and they call out some names. Now, these are draftees thinking they're going into the Army. Hello? They call out the names, and the gunnery sergeant says, Marine Corps. That face. And one guy, I swear, he dropped right down on his butt, and he peed in his pants, I swear to you. Why? Because he was terrified, eh? I'm going to the Marine Corps. Hello? They're going to toe tag me. So, to make a long story short, a lot of guys were scared in those days. Slick Willie went on to become the President of the United States. Don't tell me that didn't burn a lot of people. It burned me, I'll tell you. It was bad enough that we had to come back and people were telling, yeah, you lost the war. And then on top of that, the VA. You want to go fool around, try to go to the Veterans Administration. Everybody wants to go and put these guys into another war. They don't even help take care of their own guys. If you're listening, you were in World War II, if you were in Korea, if you were in Vietnam, if you were in the Gulf, you tell me you're standing there, you're sitting there right now, you're in the car listening to me, and you're going to be saying, son of a... He's absolutely right. They're not even taking care of the guys. You know what we said when we came back from Vietnam? I was in the Tet Offensive in '68. Now, anybody that's been there knows that's the deal, okay? These guys, they come back. We had a little saying. First they use you, then they abuse you, and then in the VA hospital they refuse you. Do you know I had to stand before Arlen Specter, the senator of Pennsylvania? I was working for Merv Griffin as one of his radio stations. I was operations manager and a morning guy. And I went to this thing in the evening because all these Vietnam vets, they had heard that I was in, and I didn't, in those days I didn't want to make a thing about it. I didn't want to say anything about it. Because, I didn't want to bring any more, I didn't need the agita, let's put it that way, all right? So I go to this thing with Arlen Specter in the evening. Do you know these guys, this is in the VA hospital in Scranton, Pennsylvania, Wilkes-Barre. They actually had, I didn't see it, but all these guys they were pissed, okay? Can we say this? It's too late now. Mark Goldman is standing there, these guys got this look on his face. I promise you, I'm not going to get crazy.
It's all right, we got a delay button.
No, okay, good. And I go to this meeting, right? The Vietnam vets. I mean, this place is wall to wall with guys. Specter's standing there. I'm in there, and I come in, I got my top coat on, I got a, Chesterfield jacket on, and I'm shirt and tie, I'm, Mr. Business Guy, and these other guys are really hurting. I mean, some of these guys were hurt. And I had issues, but, I could take, and I had my own medical plans and everything, and broadcasting's always been absolutely, I've been a lucky guy. When they were very kind before, Tracy and Dave, and they said when I was at CKL Liberty, I was up there, I was only not even 25 years old. And then I wasn't on the air more than, goodness gracious, I guess it could have been maybe about 6 months to a year. And Channel 4 in Detroit wanted me on to do 1 day a week in 5:30 on Thursday. And that ended up to being 5 days a week. So, broadcasting been very good to me. I'm in there with these Vietnam vets, and Specter is standing there. This is the same guy that sat on the, hello? What commission? Watergate, remember when they had the trials? Specter also sat on a few other things, and he stood up there and he's saying, well, we'll look into this, and I assure you, I don't believe they can't be doing this, what you're saying. What were the guys saying? They were bringing in young doctors to, for the hospital. What do you think they were bringing the doctors in from? Vietnam. And the guys are going and saying, we can't go in there. We were killing their sisters and brothers and their mothers and fathers and their aunts and uncles. What the heck are you nuts? Inspector, of course, we're going to look into this, and nothing ever happened. And I can't remember Shorty's name. I can't. Murph. Murph, they call Murph the Surf, and I can't remember his name, but he was the guy that, he got blasted with Agent Orange really badly, and I mean, this guy was like, boy, he was my age at the time. Was I 35? Not even that. And, 35. And Murph died. I mean, he just looked like 92 years old. It was horrible what Agent Orange did to some of these guys. It was being dropped when I was there. I could see it, from the big cargo plane. But thank God, I didn't catch it. None of us guys caught it, and all it would have taken was a breeze. This draft they're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to take your kids, they're going to grab your kids, and you're not going to do one damn thing about it. Why? Because it's the draft, and you're saying they're going to go. Let me tell you something. They got a long way to go, and I'm a right-winger. The day is long, I'm still a Republican, registered Republican. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I say it as it is. You got to spit it out. If it's bad food, spit it out. What was in the agony and ecstasy when Da Vinci, found out how to change the, the Sistine Chapel? I said, yeah, if the wine is sour, spit it out, throw it out. That's what you got to talk here. This is a con game. They're pulling, and now, what's this Charlie Rangel? Here, I got the thing here. Charlie Rangel, he's playing a pawn for the Republicans. He's doing their bidding. Trust me on this. And the same thing is in Vietnam. They're going to turn around and try to get every kid that's out there. And let me tell you something. Your kids are going to have to worry. Not only are they worrying now if they're going to have grades good enough for a GPA to stay in these schools, now they're going to have it really extra hard for the guys. Because, hey, if I let my grades go down, man, they're going to get me. We're going to talk about it, okay? Who is Charlie Rangel? The Democrat who's the mouthpiece for the Republican Party now? That's who Charlie Rangel is. He's turning around and he is coming up and saying, "Well, I think it's good because we're going to get the minorities represented here and everything else." Let me tell you something. Minorities are represented very nicely, Mr. Rangel. You better get the facts straight if you're going to go and say something like that. And if I don't have the fact on it, I'm not going to allude to it. But I can't take people that turn around and say things and they make no substantive statement. We're going to talk about a lot of things today. We're going to talk about oil. Are we going over there for oil? Are we talking about one of the famous, or infamous, people that came from Vietnam over there? And today, this is a lady that actually helped go in and gave aid and comfort to the enemy and had American pilots who were in the Hanoi Hilton, which is very, very known as Ho Lo prison. That's the same one McCain was at. We'll talk about that, too. And she stood before all of these guys and said, "You're killing babies and mothers." And all these guys were all holding on to hope, thinking this woman is here, to help them. And what happened? She tells them, "Give up." So they go back to their cells, and they gave up. Almost 800 guys were in captivity. 114 died. How many do you think you helped kill, Jane Fonda? Huh? And now they want to make her one of the century's top 100 women in this country? Boy, oh boy, I don't know about you, but my blood is boiling. And we got to talk about a lot of things because I got a couple of sons, and there's no way in hell you bastards are going to get them. I'm telling you that right now. This is Island Talk 540 WLIE on the John Gomez Show. Your old buddy Max Kinkle, and I want you on the phone.
You're hearing Max Kinkle in for John Gomez on Island Talk 540 WLIE. Until
I am here when a government, when a newspaper, when the media, when a political party, in my opinion, is off the mark. I hold no affiliation in no political party, and I don't represent any corporation. I represent myself and you. Do you get a paycheck every 2 weeks? Do they take way too much out? Then you and I are the same human being.
Until weekdays at noon on the Islands Talk Station. Island Talk 540 WLIE.
This just in. Man fixes toilet. Wife has heart attack. After months of constant nagging from his wife Sheila, Patrick Higgins decided to fix their leaky toilet. Not much later, his wife suffered a minor heart attack. Mrs. Higgins reports from her hospital bed.
It's just so unexpected. When I saw that his recliner was empty, I just thought he was grabbing a beer or something.
Instead, what prompted Mr. Higgins to leave the comforts of his easy chair was Superpages.com online directory from Verizon. The notorious cheapskate explains.
All I had to do was use their merchant match tool, and I was able to find a plumber who'd fix a toilet at the price I was willing to pay. I was back in my chair before halftime.
Superpages.com was credited with saving the marriage of an Idaho couple just last year when a housewife found a contractor to build an addition to their cramped little house. Since adding the extra space, use of the word nincompoop in the household decreased considerably. Just goes to show you, with the right directory, there's nothing you can't do. It's more than Yellow Pages, it's the Super Pages.
Verizon. Our call letters are WLIE. Our frequency is 540 AM. You're hearing Island Talk 540 WLIE.
If you're a caring and compassionate person, UCP Suffolk is looking for you. UCP Suffolk provides programs and services to more than 3,000 children and adults with disabilities. UCP Suffolk is well respected and is hiring direct care aides for its residences throughout Suffolk. Hours include days, evenings, and nights. Full and part-time positions are available. You'll be responsible for hands-on assistance as needed with activities of daily living to maintain maximum independence. Previous experience with individuals with disabilities is a plus, but not necessary. High school diploma or GED is required, plus New York State driver's license. UCP Suffolk offers a great work environment and excellent benefits. Call UCP Human Resources at 631-232-0011 extension 407 or apply in person at 250 Marcus Boulevard in Hauppauge. Visit them online at ucpsuffolk.org for more information about UCP and other employment opportunities. UCP is an equal opportunity employer.
Max Kinkle hosts the John Gomez program on Island Talk 540 WLIE 955-5400.
This isn't an
You're
issue of
hearing
committing
Max
our
Kinkle
military
in for
one
John
way or
Gomez
the other.
on Island Talk.
It doesn't say the resolution threat is imminent, nor does it say it's unavoidable. But it does send a clear signal to the world.
What? What clear signal? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Absolutely nothing. Oh. Lay that jive on him. That's it. I don't see a smoking gun. Do you see a smoking gun? I'm getting things, you know, I love well, of course, the AOL is getting a lot of competition now with these other guys, but I still got AOL, and they have some comments, and they're taking running polls all the time. And of course, they're not scientific, but I want to tell you something. They're pretty close on the mark, and the public is not buying what they're saying about this whole situation with Iraq. And I'll tell you something. You know, if he had turned, I don't understand something. We get 9/11, okay? Why didn't he the next day be at the floor of the Senate and saying we're going to do this? He would have had every mother and child and man jack in this country backing him, right? I mean, look at that. Everybody's wearing American flags for like 8 or 9 months, and then of course they start falling off, and you see them on the side of the road. And now he's trying to serve up this stuff. The public isn't buying it. Let's go back in history. Let's go back in history, boys and girls. What are we going to do? We're going to remember something. December 7th, 1941. The day of infamy, Pearl Harbor, right? It didn't matter that was actually announced 20 years earlier, and we knew about it in history. I'll tell you why. But Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was a very smart guy. Why? He knew there was no way that the United States was going to stay out of World War II. No way in hell. And he also knew one very special thing. You cannot two-step your way and walk into a war. Doesn't work. He was smart to know that. So what happened? He knew we were going to get nailed. Why? And I'll tell you why. Because about 20 years earlier, there was a guy named Colonel Billy Mitchell. They actually court-martialed him because he was saying, I foresee you're going to get invaded and get bombed in Pearl Harbor. That was 20 years earlier. Peter King is the District 3, 3rd District Congressman, Republican for this area, and he's going to be coming on in just a couple of moments. I really look forward to talking to Mr. King and the Congressman, and there's a couple of questions I have for him, and we'll just wait for that coming up in just a little bit. The number, of course, 955-5400, 955-5400. We're talking about the draft. We're talking about a lot of different things today. We're talking about oil. That's exactly what the hell this is all about. It is said, and they still want to keep it hush-hush. That's why we were in Vietnam, boys and girls. We were in Vietnam. We had somebody from the Oil Commission. What was the exact name of the group?
The American Petroleum Institute.
There we go, American Petroleum Institute. And Mark was asking him a few questions. And, of course, one of them I wanted to have him ask was about Vietnam and South China Beach. Now that we're over in there and we have McDonald's in Hanoi and Da Nang, what are we doing with oil over there? And this is what the person said from the American Petroleum Institute. Listen carefully to the word.
Okay, can you tell me, if you happen to know, are we drilling in South China Beach in Vietnam?
That's really something that I don't know enough about to comment on.
Good enough. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mark. Now, a little bit later on, he asked very much if you'd mind just deleting the next comment, which you can only take it our word for it, but he wanted to delete that altogether.
He asked me if I could edit all of that out.
Right. Now listen to it again. We're going to play it one more time. Listen to the inflection in the voice and feel what he's saying when Mark asked this very question about drilling in South China Beach, which is exactly where we're over there in Vietnam. We're over there now. Now listen to what he says.
Okay, can you tell me, if you happen to know, are we drilling in South China Beach in Vietnam?
That's really something that I don't know enough about to comment on.
Yeah.
Good enough. I appreciate that.
We're talking about classified material. That's what we're talking about. That's what. Please, can you delete that whole thing, please? Okay. You know, I should have just said, gee, I don't know anything about that. But that's what happens, you know, when you stick a microphone in somebody's face every now and then, they're going to come out and tell you the truth, which means most of the time you're not getting the truth. 955-5400. I want to talk to you about that, the draft. I want to talk to you about, are we going over there for oil? I want to talk to somebody that does have an opinion that still feels that we should be going over there. Because I'm seeing most people, they don't want to go over there. And there's no smoking gun. There's, you know, the UN Commission over there, Hans Blicht. He's finding, you know, we're not coming up with anything. What, they have 5 warheads that were dismantled and everything else? I mean, that's like turning around and finding, you know, a book on heart surgery in my library at my house. That doesn't make me a surgeon. You know, there's no smoking gun, baby. And you're trying to sell something, you know, to a public that just doesn't want it. If it was still back on 9/11, then they could have done it next 9/12. You on the floor of the Senate, bingo. Now, here's one other important thing. 9/11. How long, I bet you just like I am, how long have you been waiting for the other shoe to drop? Huh? You haven't heard it because it's not coming, that's why. Now, one small little thing also concerning 9/11, and I want to talk to the congressman about, okay? We're going to hold off on that until that comes up. The oil, the draft, everything is done for a reason. They know it. They sure as hell know it down in Washington. And they do not do anything down there unless they got 5 people in redundancy afterwards to make sure it's been done 5 different times and it comes out right. I'm telling you that. You know, there was a motion picture. Remember the one with Bruce Willis? And he goes off to save the planet? What was it called? What was the one? That was a big one, yeah. Armageddon. Yeah, see, you know, Mark. And he goes, yeah, you guys are NASA? Come on, you make 2 of everything. Remember they said that? We make 2 of everything. Don't you know where $600 toilet seats go to? Those clandestine little black ops? Oh, no, we don't do that anymore. No. They know exactly what they're doing down here. They want this draft, so what do? They turn around and they get Charlie Rangel out of New York City to go and say, I think we should have the draft again. Well, wasn't a Republican to go stick up his finger and say, hey, what about a draft, huh? What do you think, huh? That was pretty lame. I was really, really weak. Mr. Rangel, that was really weak. I mean, you're just doing a bidding for the Republicans there. And I mean, this is all politics. This is all politics that we got going on here. 955-5400. You got kids who are going to be in school? In high school for the next couple of years? You got one that's maybe going to be a junior now, or maybe it's a senior? And these guys want to pull this draft off? You think they're not going to get your sons and also daughters? Don't we have a cut there from, we got 2 of them, right?
Yeah, high school one?
Yeah, but I thought it from the Organization of Women.
Maybe we didn't.
Okay, we didn't get that. But, and we do have some kids, all right? Oh, it's the teachers. The teachers, I'm sorry. And one teacher, I think, was in Vietnam at the time. He was a social studies teacher. Do you have that cut ready? Let me tell you something. These kids, once this would be instituted, you think that they're not going to get your kid. Don't bet on it. Now, is this the high school social studies teacher? And let me see if I've got the gentleman's... All right, just give me 2. Go ahead. Just run that.
Certainly, there was a communism aspect to it, and definitely we will mention the fact that oil was involved. We look at the social aspects of it, really, what the people felt at the time, and the people felt at the time that it was a battle over communism.
That's talking about...
What do your students, what do your majority of your students think about the war in Iraq and the war on terrorism?
The students are very, very mixed. A lot of them feel that Saddam is a person who should be removed, and it's been on TV, and you could see what kind of person he is. At the same time, a lot of them feel that they would not themselves like to go and take care of this, that they would prefer that professional soldiers would do that.
Right. Professional soldiers would do that. How do they get professional soldiers? They draft your kids. This is Island Talk. 540, beg your pardon. WLIE 955-5400 is our number. We're going to be coming up with Congressman King. This is the John Gomez Show. And Max Kinkle, your old buddy, sitting in. Come on back.
You're hearing Max Kinkle in for John Gomez on Island Talk 540 WLIE. And Till.
Here's Joy in Rockville Center. Are you there?
Yeah, I am. I just found you.
Oh, my God.
This is such fun. I have to tell you something.
Yes.
I have to tell you that I'm a 770 fan, but I can't stand Rush Limbaugh. And I just twisted and found you. You guys are great. You're going to win me over for the whole day.
Make the switch and Till.
Island Talk 540 WLIE.
Oh, what a hit. Slammed from the blind side.
That could be a rough play on the football field, but when it happens at home, it's not a game. It's domestic violence. I'm Tiki Barber, running back for the New York Giants. As men, we're taught to be powerful, to be in control, to take charge. That may be a winning formula on the field, but not at home. In a winning relationship, power is shared. In football, illegal hits can hurt your team, get you fined, or taken out of the game. In life, any hits could hurt your family, your friends, your dignity, your freedom. Instead of sitting on the sidelines, you'd be sitting in jail. Be an example of the kind of man you'd want for your sister, mother, daughter, or friend. That's the real winning formula. Stop domestic violence. It's not a game.
To report abuse, call 911. To learn more, call 1-800-942-6906. Sponsored by Governor George Pataki, the New York State Office for the Prevention of Domestic Violence, and the New York State Broadcasters Association.
The radio station where you get your Long Island news. Island Talk 540 WLIE.
Are you ready to go crazy with unprecedented sales? If so, be sure to join award-winning speaker, trainer, and author Laura Lahman Thursday, February 27th at the Long Island Marriott Hotel and Conference Center. It's going to be a 3-hour power-packed sales seminar to increase your closing ratios and average sales. This exciting seminar being brought to you by the Long Island Business News and the Long Island Marriott in Uniondale. The seminar is based on Laura Lahman's top-selling book, The Certifiable Salesperson, 50 Proven Ways to Increase Closing Ratio and Average Sales, co-authored by Tom Hopkins. Value of this exhilarating seminar is $295, but you can attend on February 27th for only $99. The seminar will pay you back many times over. Don't miss Laura Thursday, February 27th, the Long Island Marriott in Uniondale, as she makes her first stop on a multi-city tour. Register at thecertifiablesalesperson.com. Registration is at 8 a.m. or call 737-1700 for more information. Brought to you by the Long Island Business News and the Long Island Marriott.
WLIE's John Gomez is off today, and we'll be back on Monday. Give Max Kinkle a call, 955-5400.
Any thoughts about the draft years ago, and any thoughts about the draft today? The possible, they might reinstate the draft. Any thoughts about that?
I think the draft should be reinstituted because it's a positive experience. It teaches young people to work together as a team, and it's about time that America, we all come together as one. We should learn from our mistakes, and the real spirit of America is from its people. And when its people work together, we accomplish great things.
Yeah, great things. You learn how to grow up, and I'm telling you, this is just ridiculous. Yeah, life. I'll tell you about life. It was back in the 60s. For guys that had to live with this draft, that was a school teacher, wasn't it? That wasn't Paul Kelly?
No, that was Chris.
Oh, Chris, yes, Chris Schnub. That was it. I can't believe that the kids today have any idea what this could be like. I mean, I just don't. I mean, we're living in times where everybody is turning around and saying how hard it is for kids today. I mean, it really is. Oh, look at you got AIDS, you got everything else. It's terrible. I mean, we didn't have that 30 years ago. So, I mentioned before about an infamous person that went over to Vietnam in 1972. And she went over there and she said this to the POWs at Old Low Prison, which is better known as Hanoi Hilton. That's where John McCain spent quite a few, 6 years, and he broke his legs 5 times in a row, torturing him. Talk about politics, that's why McCain didn't run. He dropped out of the presidency, you know that? They said, no, John, you got to take a pass on this. Don't worry, you get a chip up in the game. It's Bush's turn. Here's what Jane Fonda said back in 1972 to our POWs, who they paraded out in fresh pajamas and cleaned them up and shaved them and everything else. Of course, they all looked like, skin and bones. It's exactly what they were. And most of them were beaten the hell out of. Here's what Jane Fonda said in 1972. One thing that I have learned beyond a shadow of doubt since I've been in this country of Vietnam is that Nixon, of course she was referring to President Nixon sarcastically, will never be able to break the spirit of these people. He'll never be able to turn Vietnam, north and south, into a neo-colony of the United States by bombing, by invading, by attacking in any way. She went on to say, I think Richard Nixon would do well to read Vietnamese history, particularly their poetry, and particularly the poetry written by Ho Chi Minh. That was like the grandfather of the whole movement over there for the North. Then 16 years later, Miss Fonda was not able to get any work because productions were being shut down because a lot of the Viet vets from Vietnamese time were going out and picketing and saying, hey, we're going to shut down your thing. So Jane needed to get to work, and what she does, she goes and gets an interview with Barbara Walters. 16 years later, 1988, on the ABC television network, Jane Fonda deeply wished that she could recant her giving comfort and aid to an enemy of the United States of America by saying, I would like to say something, not just to Vietnam veterans in New England, but to men who were in Vietnam, who I hurt, or whose pain I caused to deepen because of things that I had said or did. She began to say, I was trying to help end the killing, end the war. That very well could be. But there were times when I was thoughtless and careless about it. And I'm very sorry that I hurt them. I want to apologize to them and their families. The POWs numbered as prisoners of war in Vietnam totaled 766, and them, some that were to meet her, were cleaned up, as I mentioned before, given brand new pajamas, showered, paraded out to meet this gullible, downright stupid person who delighted the North Viets with, in turn, her stupidity to achieve their goal to break more or all the American people. I just listen, get in the talk.
They were greeted by Miss Jane Fonda, Hollywood actress, who told these American down pilots to give up holding out for any hope. And then, you gotta wonder, how many of those men just went back to their horrible cells and said, I can't go on. I'm just gonna give up. Any hope of freedom, just simply die. Now, which ones did take your advice, Miss Fonda? Which one of the 114 POWs that died in captivity? Which one do you think took your advice to die? Maybe all 114 of them? Now, this is one of the century's top 100 women for young women to look up and admire. There's guys out there that still want to bring her, Jane Fonda, to the floor of Congress for treason. I don't think that's necessary, but I mean, she was naive and she said something very terrible and everything else, but, you know, we all have our faith, and to forgive is divine, and you got to forgive people. And I do believe in that. So, but yes, not one of the top 100 women of our time. Now, that's the story with that. Congressman King, I've just been told, has gone. He's in a meeting. He can't get out of it. Well, that's the first time, right? Every time, Congressman's always been there for you. Could have been the subject matter, maybe. Today, they want to reinstitute the draft. You got to hold on to your kids, I'm telling you. And you know what's going to be bad is a lot of these kids going to believe just what we believed back in the 60s. We're doing the right thing for our country. Ron Kovic, the guy that did the one on the 4th of July. What's his name? Cruise. What's Cruise's name?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, thank you, kid. Turned around, he did that story. Kovic was, if you know the story about it, he went to the Democratic National Convention. They wouldn't put him up there and everything else. And years later, he came back, and they did put him up. Not before they made him feel like terrible. I mean, it was just horrible. So if the draft isn't going to be a situation, then we're going to talk about something very important. Oil. We're going over to Iraq to get the oil. I mean, that's a no-brainer. It's a little dubious. I mean, on the other part, I do think that he's trying to do a little this for his dad, for George Sr., Bush Sr. What do they call it now? They call it Bush 1 and Bush 2. And I think he just wants to do that for Daddy and change the history books and get that guy set down. Because, I mean, there is nothing out there that's showing that Saddam Hussein is being caught with a smoking gun. I mean, it's just not there. And if he's a threat, how is he a threat? I don't have, show me he's a threat. I'll definitely, I'll love it. Show it to me. Yeah, come on, let's bring in the Marines. But I'm not seeing a threat. 955-5400 on the John Gomez Show. The old buddy Max here talking about also this oil and why are we on oil? Why are we still on oil? Honda, we didn't get anything from those guys, did we? Honda has 2 models, if I'm not mistaken, this year in the 2003 that are perfect. They're hybrid cars. They'll either run on gasoline or they're going to run completely silent, other than, vibration of the road, on electricity. Yeah. And, everybody's going to love that. We're going to breathe easier. But we're still at the mercy of these oil barons. That's why they're not going out there and getting all these cars. Well, it's kind of a twofold approach. People are not buying the cars, and that's why they don't want to sell them. And of course, that's what they're turning around saying. People want gas cars. They don't want electric cars. So that's why But the point is, we're choking ourselves to death. And everybody turns around and they say, what's the thing they talk about? Well, a lot of religions have touted this, that, God's going to destroy the world by fire. First of all, if God created this planet for all of us, why would God go and turn around and blow it up? Come on, that's a no-brainer. But people think that, God's going to do that. If anything, we're going to either choke ourselves to death because we're cutting down all the rainforest. I like everybody saying, oh, come on, we plant 3 trees for every one we cut down. Hello? Let me take you back to Biology 101, And what did they tell us? They said, here's the very simple law of life. We are human beings. They are plants. They take in carbon dioxide. Humans give off carbon dioxide.
they also give off something we need. What? Oh, it's oxygen. Oh, I see. So we planted 3 trees, and that's good.
Well, those trees we're cutting down
In the Great Northwest,
and the trees that are down in the tropical rainforest,
you know, they're only doing what probably takes 10,000 years
to grow the tree to give off that much oxygen, and now they're putting up condos down there. So if we don't choke ourselves to death, we're going to blow ourselves up with nuclear proliferation. That's the deal. Oil. We're still on oil. Why do we still be on oil? We don't need it. We can start exploring this. We can have a better life. But everybody's buying the SUVs. Yeah, you know, just... Yeah, come on, Max, you know, I've been waiting 5 years to get one of these SUVs. This thing's going to do really well for me, I want to,
yeah, what do you want?
What do you want? Come on, tell me. Well,
you know, I like driving around.
Wait, what do we want?
Well, I got me a Navigator, you know. I say,
you got a really
high-end Explorer, but what do you got, man?
I got me a Navigator.
Yeah, they even got in the commercials now. Well, they're really struck in it, right? For people who know how to live. No, for people who know how to live well. Yeah, right.
I don't think that this country has ever been at a point in time where we are not cohesive, like we are right now. This country, they're all a bunch of individuals. Come on. As long as it doesn't bother me, doesn't touch my family, everything, that's cool, right? Yeah, everything's fine, all right? We're not cohesive. And as far as
the draft, the other guy's kid will go.
Not mine. Think about that. Want to tell me differently? 955-5400. The John Gomez Show with Joe Buddy Max Tickle on Island Talk 540 WLIE.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
You're hearing Max Kinkle in for John Gomez on Island Talk 540 WLIE.
Are you tired of that cookie-cutter, typical talk radio? Me too. I am to talk radio what Guy Lombardo was to Mike Posehn. We'll talk about those things in life that, frankly, other people are talking about. Topics that nobody's talking about. Subjects that nobody cares about. Or things that are on the top of your mind awareness. What does that mean, top of mind awareness? I have no idea.
Lionel, tomorrow afternoon at 5 on Island Talk 540 WLIE.
In the mood for a great steak cooked just the way you like? Make it the Nook. Hey, some wonderful pasta? Make it the Nook.
Got seafood on your mind,
but don't know of a great seafood place? You do if you make it the Nook. That's John Wantaw. Sizzling steaks and chops, scrumptious pasta, juicy chicken, veal, and burgers too. And it all at your new place for a casual dinner with the family. Or make it just the two of you. Having a party or business function? Make it the Nook for expert catering for 20 to as many as 80 people. Prices start at just $14.95 per person. Stop in before Westbury Music Fair or the movies for a complete early bird dinner special, including salad, vegetable, potato, coffee, and ice cream. It's relaxed and inviting. It's the Nook Restaurant. 3195 Sunrise Highway in Wantaw, just east of the Wantaw Parkway, in minutes from Westbury. Call 516-785-4043. 516-785-4043. And remember, always make it the Nook.
Edtil is coming up at 12 on Island Talk 540 WLIE.
How would you like a brand new 2003 Hyundai Elantra for under $10,000?
Then hurry in to Atlantic Hyundai for your brand new 2003 Hyundai Elantra for only $94.95.
Atlantic Hyundai, the #1 volume dealer in the U.S. with 0% down available and 0 payment for 90 days.
Or how about a gorgeous new 2003 Hyundai Sonata for just $12,895
with 0% down and 0 payments for 90 days. Plus, you get America's best warranty from Atlantic Hyundai in West Islip.
10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
5-year unlimited mile anti-perforation.
And 5-year, 60,000-mile bucket warranty.
Imagine the year 2012 and your Hyundai is still covered for another year.
So why buy used when you can drive new from Atlantic Hyundai?
0% down available and 0 payments for 90 days.
Only at Atlantic Hyundai, Sunrise Highway, West Islip.
Call 587-0700. That's 587-0700. Atlantic Automall. Buying a car is for Bush, Child's Play. Sunrise Highway, West Islip. It's Jimmy Carter. Hey, 3-run home run for Bucky Ken. The Yankees now lead 5-4, 3-2. Now wait a minute. The year was 1978.
Gas was 63 cents a gallon. Bread was 49 cents. A new car, $5,400. And the New York Lottery was introducing a big new jackpot game called Lotto that gave you 2 plays for $1. Well, now it's 25 years later, and you can still get 2 Lotto plays for $1. And next week, Island Talk 540 WLIE is going to make it even easier for you to play. Just listen to the Ed Till Show beginning at noon as we join the New York Lottery in celebrating the 25th anniversary of Lotto. Ed will be playing 1978 trivia and giving out some great prizes. You could win a Lotto prize package that includes 25 Lotto free play coupons, T-shirt, and Lotto hat, just for showing what you know about 1978. You know, like who won the 78 World Series, or what was the Academy Award-winning movie, or who sang this song. That's all next week on the Ed Till Show. Players must be 18 or older. Prizes must be claimed in New York. Hey, you never know. From Island Talk 540 WLIE.
Max Kinkle. Can we not feel a ring? When we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hymns and sing in the words tell you, man, when I heard that,